that homosexual stuff. Let me look up the definition. Oh shoot. Well, it's gonna suck here. Let's just look up. Homosexual, all the person sexually attracted to people of one's own sex. So I mean, a female, and I'm just gonna get to the wording. A female that's attracted to another female is a homosexual. Traditionally, you would think of a man and another man, right? Let me get to the whole patriarch society, patriarch culture, patriarchal world. God, he. You know, it's really creepy and disturbing. Like a lot of girls want to be called when a guy when they're having sex or whatever. At least I experienced they loved to call the guy daddy. But there's something really creepy, not just the females. I think guys do it to each other too, but it's just I think is it like it's a form of degeneracy, I believe. And that, and yeah, it is for a turn on for a girl to call you that, but like, you're really thinking of your father, or is it a psychological thing? Because when you grew up, your dad was the masculine. He tried to be masculine, and he put you in a certain place, like as far as corrected you, try to get you to be obedient, this and that. I always thought it was about that. But because we looked at our parents as heroes, we look for guidance and all of that. I mean, most people, a lot of kids, a majority, I believe, you're vulnerable and you look to your parents for all of that, I'm not gonna get into this. Oh, mommy, man, oh, it's horrible. That's disgusting. Oh, and maybe because I'm a heterosexual male, so I kind of, it is kind of a turn on. But let's say like two guys, and the superior one gets called daddy. Superior as in what? And not just financial, but personality-wise, and also maybe a little bit of intelligence, mental strength, right? Confidence. Another homosexual male, for instance, will look at him as a daddy or a father figure. I mean, let's just say someone is just juvenile in their head. They probably experienced that, little caretaker. It's like that. And there's another phrase, homosexuality, uh, homosexuals, lesbians, LGBTQ questioning community, and by BC, that British Columbia, by curiosity, it's just whole terminology, just call it what it is. You're attracted to a person of the same gender, homosexuality. I mean, can we throw pedophilia in there too? How about trans? Oh, they already do the T, transgender, transvestite, transgenderism. I mean, there's so many different phrases to how to word and put it together, right? All it really is, just, it's a form of degeneracy. Let's say these people actually had it their way. Well, I'm not gonna say humanity did it and wouldn't have existed, even though they portray themselves to be human. And I don't care if I degrade you of a lesser person. I'm not into that. Let's just say, well, just human species, it wouldn't thrive and survive unless the minority, because I think homosexuality is very prevalent, very thriving, and if you're not attracted to a female, then you wouldn't produce a baby, an offspring. Unless it's like anything goes, anything goes. I'm just trying to have some fun. So you make a baby with 2 or 3 women, or you're with a guy and you make a baby with a woman, then you go have sex with this guy, that guy, and maybe a little kid, a little grabbing is okay too. Who knows, right? Some people suppress, they just stay. There's people that are married with a female and have homosexual tendencies, but who knows? Maybe they never experienced with another guy, although they think about it. Well, it's you're a form of sexual deviancy. I mean, there's no limit to your sexual prowess as far as as going on different sexes and anything. I mean, age and whatnot. But mean, I do think it just the evidence is a patriarchal society, you know. You know, you label as also supreme benevolent being that created what the universe, and it's a he. I mean, that is ridiculous in itself, you know. And then you talk about like uh how equal rights, equal opportunity rights. I mean, we could talk to the biological state. Let's just say most females, they're not as developed as males, but it is a stereotype, the norm. There's a lot of small little men going around, little boys, right? So I get it. It's not even about that what job you can do this and that. It's not about that. It's about the mentality that when men were masculine, this we would fire this and that. That's where that comes from, and a bunch of other stuff. Because traditionally, I guess we had testosterone. Males traditionally have testosterone, so we dominate in a certain way. You know, the females are naturally nurturers. They have that estrogen empowerment, and it exists in the animal kingdom. Except there's several animals that don't really act like that. I think it's the lions. They have the opposite, and there's probably others species that act indifferent to us. But as a majority of it, it is much more of a male-dominated society. I just don't. I just if it's a male-dominated society and females are feminine, we're masculine, then it should probably stay like that. And yeah, I was just thinking of some people from IDS Online, the job I was in, and yeah, it was like gayness or homosexuality, but it's like, you make kids, and it's like, one of them got molested, and like, what do you do? What are you people into? I mean, you're scared of the word homosexuality. That's the least of your problems. And then I could talk about illiteracy levels. I mean, I left a comment. I didn't want to make a video about. I think like a couple of days ago, Bill Marshall, real time Bill Maher, and they were talking about Bill Maher asked the question to the panel, it's like in college, the professor stated that a lot of these students, they couldn't grasp the exam questions. So it's like, and Governor Christie was on there, and he was just like, well, what it is, he's talking about his tuition, how his child has to pay 72 grand for what the fuck do I even give a fuck about your daughter and her college tuition? And some of them Caddy with 2 T's, Caddy K started saying that, oh, it's the parents' fault, and they were both trying to say it's the parents or society's fault. And she said it's the parents' fault for telling the kids, well, you have to be a doctor, you have to pass every class, and now it's like college tuitions are expensive. And Cambridge in the UK is only $20,000. You're like, yeah. I mean, you're lying to you think like the rest of us are gonna believe you, or you're lying to yourself, or you're just that fucking deluded and retarded, for lack of a better word. I mean, you're beyond stupid. What does Cambridge tuition have to do with somebody going to any? Would they go to Cambridge and then would grasp the exam questions? I mean, you think I'm that ridiculous to even believe that? It's just like it's a strawman argument that just deflected totally from the question, and just people listen like, yeah, well, college tuition out of hand. That's the first thing we need to fix. What's that gonna be when Jimmy and Johnny over there don't even know what they're being asked, and they're illiterate to some degree. They can't grasp information. What the fuck does that have to do with the college tuition or Governor Christie's, son being a Met fan, saying the same joke over and over? Well, he already saw it. It's not that it's a corny joke. You're fucking ridiculous. You fucking clowns. You bunch of idiots. Answer the fucking question. Give me real stats. How many grown adults are fucking lit in the United States of America? Or 99.99 literacy level in Cuba. Is that really true? At least they're openly fucking lying. Why don't you just, openly fucking lie too? Make up your own statistics. Like 22.7% of grown adults are living in America. I don't believe that. I think it's a lot higher. Like a lot of homosexuality. Years ago, I heard it was only 11% I don't know, in the world, United States. I don't think that's accurate either. And I try to Google stats for something, this and that. They don't even stats from 2020. That it's that Gestapo stuff. It's the Gestapo stuff from the 1940s and the 1930s among suppressing information. I mean, in this country, they already, burn artists' music. Well, in the 90s, I mean, it's not point to obvious, right? I'm not gonna talk about how there's people out there, Zig Hell and promoting the Nazism, and think he's a good guy. He's a great guy. He was cute. I mean, what's in your head? What's going through your mind? You know what that guy wanted to do? I mean, yeah, there's evil, creepy people that manipulate, steal, they create interest rates, this and that, at least, and you could get through that. You could pay something off, but illiteracy and homosexuality. Well, if everybody was like you, we wouldn't copulate. There would be humans, and no one would know how to read, and things wouldn't work. That's your society, but the fact that Governor Christie of New Jersey, and he gets angry about it when someone calls him by his weight. Like, listen, man, you can't even answer a simple question. I know you know what you want. I know there's something going on in your head. Why are you even mitigating for the question on live TV or HBO or whatever? I mean, you guys are. What is that crap? That's one of the reasons why I don't want to reach real time with Bill Maher. It's just a bunch of jokers. And then he goes to a little joke and go laughing go, and then Bill Maher sums up the joke, and then there's the new rules, and it's a whole joke about society and this and that, and there's the blah blah girl, talking about climate change. She doesn't give a good fuck about that. That's your hero on climate change. I mean, you guys are beyond disgusting, ridiculous. Seriously. But you know what? You can't suppress YouTube videos. Oh, you already have. Just the ones you wanted, right? So you're not even that good enough about being criminal. Or Gestapo, whatever. But yeah, I did leave a comment. I wasn't gonna make a video about that. I just left a comment. I want to see if somebody answers my comment. I leave it in the comment section because I like to talk to somebody about that. I mean, there was a guy, he had like a physics degree, but he was talking about something else. But it's like, yeah, people go through that to get an education, but it's like, imagine someone that and they made an example of being a doctor. I mean, anything, engineering, this and that. It's like, how do you not know how to read and you send something that use the sixth sense that you get by, making like $65,000 a year, and who knows what kind of person you are when you're illiterate and you don't even care about that, or maybe you're just incompetent. When there's people that probably should fix it, solve, or say something, and they just push it to the side, sweep it under the rug, right? It's like, whoa, I'm not saying Christie's that evil. There's a conspiracy with him going around about, him closing, I think it was a GW bridge or some shit for political retributions. I mean, he's mentally handicapped, that fucking fat fuck. I'm not even going to go to the angry part. What, he's mad that I met, he's in Piscataway or something. I was like, really Piscataway? Or is it about your French fry penis? Because, how old are you? Still haven't lost weight? Jesus. And it's not even about that. I wouldn't even say anything about that if he had, some kind of mentality and just being honest, not being a coward like the rest of you politicians. But, I'm pretty sure, his daughter, when, she's finished dancing, she's gonna, finish Notre Dame, is gonna be, I don't know, a senator or something. And that's your little America right there. Presumably she knows how to read. But, new rule. Don't shit a shitter. Actually, it's, don't shit around the shitter, don't shit on the shitter. Yeah, new rule. That's your little, liberalism hero there, Bill Maher over there, amongst many. And it's like, people are laughing at that. And I don't know, I read the whole comment section, but I'm pretty sure someone had an opinion. My goal, they just like, I mean, it's just ridiculous and remarkable how people just like, let stuff go and you play this little field. Now, how long do you think it's going to go on? I want to see the real statistics, how many people are illiterate in this country. Everybody. It must be really high. Really high.